Yanjin tum sesen. Na wanga sa wo hwe boss na won wona. Mo se eyetu no ba kon wo he a. Mo se afo na mo kwa search bush wo so mo behu a. Na de mo de abakrampo no, asem wo ho. Enya afi betando.
Absanfo egusoa ejina Ghana ni de hye ene na danfo Nigeria ni a ye kidnap yomo ewo Nigeria na abeto dwase ommienu omafremu amomuti omonsagina eni honom na nsemi said they trending na arrow when day in day out no na different updates ba na eba efa ho na sisia no munim se Ghana ni ana oka ho ani din e de Abigail Afiba tando owo kunu a waware na ne kunu ababonten abechechire nsemu yie abekon no so ne side of the story numbers na go screen so betumi afa no afrem na ne Ghana page mp4 edi nkomo so percent rano advert emfama wa said ensemi ba ye akosemi ankasa magegina mu na mede mu nchemu ebra mu se Ghana ni din di Abigail na danfo Nigeria no fashion designer selling eno mu mienu o manage mu ye po mu tutu kwan mu live good life na no kopie mu e Nigeria so mu ko wedding na wedding no enya mos na danfo Nigeria ni no ne boyfriend be wo hia no e wo Facebook oni no din komo e chat ani din e de Andrew na adwen se finally obekọ no akwa hia no mu ko hia na se me no kase from 27th of April omo mienu omunyam meka yensa videos be ko viral say hu omo dead body e baako ne nsa ni ho ne ti ni ho Andrew no so a o kidnap omo awodi omo sa bone no ono so abeto dwa say ye de ne ko police station no enipa bi be hye omo ya boni tu a ono so ne dead body e trend on social media confirms ampa no kre ewom na nsa mi ba ye ene Ghana ne Nigeria fan World Cup ye pa ye hwe say ye benya justice bi da ma emaiwa mienu omu wo na Abigail ni kunu oye broni o de ne nsema ba beto dwa na o se de wa wose mi hwe Abigail odo ne yie obo ne ho ka oma bibie hia no asase so enwanwa no ankasa bro na busanfo adwene ne omonte ase so se Abigail betime di na danfo achi so okobe mafoforo ho no but nsemi ba manfo krampo tiger omo se mu ye hook up enchiremu ni de bebre na na ne kunu da ba so be ma odo ne yire na raho sembe atona akoda ne ensem bebre best dot shipping and asomasnam de ensemi eba besom so wo UK na when be wo ship de abagana say entade empaboa adwene di cast TV bibia no betime no mu edin sawo so na ne mo se de bia no e be fa free doorstep e wo UK na ahyepe abagana ama wonsa kana sumdwe mu wa Ghana person kofa ne ma bi e wo UK emra onso betumi no mu edi nkomo de ahia bia no beto ama na wonsa etumi aka penche mu pia betima from numbers no na ne mu edi nkomo Abigail ne husband ne nsamo de abeto dwa no eni
Mr. Tony Gomez, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Please, are you the Ghanaian? Are you the man's husband?
Yes, I'm Afiba's husband, and I'm not Ghanaian actually.
Okay.
I live in Dubai, and yeah, we've been on this case since 30 days, and we don't want to speak about the system in Nigeria, but I want to say some truths that no one knows. The person who asked me to get 2 million naira, or like send 2 million naira to him, was Darlington, which is the boyfriend of Blessing, and Blessing is the friend of Afiba in Selin. And he was always calling me twice or thrice a day, asking me not to mention his name into all of this. So why did he ask me for that? I'm very sure he has very good connections. I don't know if he's a politician. I don't know his family name, but I can get all these details. I was pressured a lot to send this amount so he can send the squad to the to Aba or whatever it is, and they can take custody of Andrew. Because the Aba police, obviously, they're just ridiculous. I've been calling them, speaking to them, trying to do my best, and they tell me, oh, you know what, Selin might be playing pranks on us, and she just came on Snapchat, and none of that is true. None of that is true. She has never been online, and none of that is true. So they were even favoring Andrew all this time. They were with him all the time. He had his phone in the cell, and this is really ridiculous. No police on this planet would ever do such a ridiculous thing. None of the police would ever do this. He had his phone in the cell. He was well fed. He was well groomed. He was well dressed. And he was doing whatever he wants. And he was watching all the allegations against him. And he was creating a compelling story to the public so he can flee from it. That's why I'm saying all of this is a lie. Andrew has created a scenario in his head. He's a psychopath. The way he laid the ladies, the way he laid my wife. I know how my wife sleeps, actually. This is an abnormal. She's not lying normally. She's not lying normally. Why is her breast covered with the wig? This is really on purpose. It's scripted. It's scripted. It's like a movie. One matter of fact, I just want to bring this up. You know these mermaids in movies, they cover their boobs with some hair with hair extensions. And so this is what psychopaths do. I've read a lot of books about these kind of people and what can go through their minds. They are smarter than the average people, and a lot of scenarios can go through their minds, and they can really be covering up everything. Why is the nakedness of the ladies not showing in the video? Neither of them. The body is perfectly positioned that it covers Selin's body and it covers her body too, which means he knows he's sending this video to the public, and he knows that this video is, if it's published on Facebook or Instagram, it would be taken down because of nudity. So he covered these things, so this would always be on social media and would never be taken down. These are not only assumptions we're making. The very first assumptions we made since day one were all right. 95% of the assumptions we made about Andrew since day one, myself and Selin's boyfriend, were 90% right. We are not saying we are smart, we are not saying we are investigators, but we just think logic and we want to say the truth. So what has been happening now, there's a lot of dragging, there's a lot of delaying in times, there's a lot of non-taking actions. This Darlington and this Blessing has to be questioned. Why did Blessing flee from Port Harcourt to Abuja when the police asked her to come and give her statement? Why did she flee there? When Andrew was in custody on the 7th of May, on the 8th of May, I'm sorry, he was held on the 8th of May. The police was outside of his house. And they stood up about like 8 hours trying to enter from the building from the top. And he said, if you break the door on me, I will shoot myself. Why would you want to shoot yourself if you don't know that you did something so bad that would take you 50 years in prison to recover from it? Why is the public not asking all these questions? Why is the public not asking all these questions? We have to wake up. This is a full story. It's a made-up story. This guy is a criminal. He's been doing this for a lot of ladies, and he's been covering up. All his neighbors have to be questioned. All his neighbors. The CCTV camera in that state has to be even tracked. There's a CCTV camera in the state where the compound he's in. All that needs to be tracked. All that needs to be tracked. Why is his house bulletproof? Why is the police not asking all these questions? This guy knows what he's doing very well, and he's been prepared for it. Then the video that my wife sent shows two pillows on a chair, and it's like that someone was making himself comfortable, and you can see pieces of plastic broken on the ground, which means some struggling was happening there. Some struggling was happening there. As the first victim that went to testify in Abuja, I don't want to mention her name, she said immediately she entered his house, she got knocked off. He punched her in the face. He started beating her. Exactly. So what we want to know, what we want to point at is, since that Andrew, I want to bring two things before I close this call. Two things. First, if that Andrew is saying that they left his house, who was viewing my messages sent to my wife? Who was blue ticking me? Blue ticking means viewed the message, read the message. It, yeah. I was sending my wife messages. He was viewing the messages and he was never replying. He was never replying the messages. And that was until he was arrested on the 8th of May. That guy stopped viewing the messages. The day he was arrested, she went offline forever. He was the one checking everything. He was playing. He was trying to create a competitive.
Yes, he had their phones. He had their phones. And I can ideally tell you that when the police were saying they found the phones in Owerri, maybe he locked them up, went to another location. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But obviously, it is very obvious that he has their phones with him, and then he tries to see what is going on, who is trying to reach out, what he's trying to monitor. That guy is a psycho. He can sit down to calculate anything.
I'm an engineer. And I can tell you two things from all this case. It doesn't matter. First, you can change your IP address without going to another location. You can change your location of where I am now. I could literally put myself in America. Second thing, this car is an E2020 220 Mercedes-Benz 2017. That car doesn't have the technology which is called MBUX of Mercedes, which has facial recognition. That car doesn't have it. It's the low model of Mercedes. It's not the S-Class. It's the S-Class and the Maybach that has these options. It doesn't have it. And these people lied. They said, oh, they had to put him in the seat so that the car would recognize him. I'm sorry to say, it's a lie. It's a complete lie. I'm telling you this. This technology doesn't exist in 2017 in Mercedes cars, especially this model.
We believe you.
Going back to the other thing, going back to the, excuse me. So he had their phones. He was creating a compelling story to the public because he knew that what he has done. All right. So we want to know the dates that he sent these messages. And he said, "Oh, when can you come to this?" And then there's that 1 million naira, whatever. We want to see the dates because he could have used their phones, chatted himself from Selin's phone, replied the message, chatted himself again, replied the message.
I agree with you.
Look at the time.
Possible. I agree with you.
Look at the times. These minutes, it's just in the same minute he's replying. And those are not replies of Selin. I spoke to a family, I spoke to a boyfriend. She doesn't reply that way. That's an English reply from an English man. That's not a Nigerian lady's reply. Okay. Nigerian ladies reply a certain way. This is a clearly English reply. He was the person doing all this. And let him bring it up. Let him bring it up. I'm very sure that a lot of things we don't know about Andrew, but I can really assure you, he wants us to see what he wants us to see.
I'm for any Abigail Nikunu some day about to just so no day. Nasi baby Abigail war and as a justice be deserving no. I was to me in Yauti and the customer say, and the politicians and the police in penny for more Nigeria, Muninano, on who was answering to my investigation, Munian ye, or be involved piano, yet to me, I didn't know a family quite so. Now, Enra on Russia show, Abigail, ne brother, and ne Rashad Edim Como, and mono so a church in Simu can send me in your band home, no clonenity, and in some way said the Busiano, a simi, a somiente kakra emra.
Fantasy, Afiba Tando near Bema Penny.
Okay. When I opinion and I saw a ketwa.
Bena, Mimachri Benny Batando.
Okay.
But Penumupa or Accra.
Okay.
No proper, but I don't know. When person make a baby because Penufose also no shares the Abobia, Sadia Macana, Abobia to Mura, the baby, and Zenonia, Obia Cardiope. But they are telling say, I could do Nigeria or no. We could do Nigeria, first of all, you call Ghana consulate war. At the Amani Kobo say, the entire Yabara sister na Yana, me a dua. Ama, Amani transit doing come on, come on, Mundi say. Ammonia way say a bano. And I won't hear to say a baba because a banner Yabano. I want to say, Yen Yabajomo, a Dumaya. Me once on Nanka me green said, Yatra Sassam is here for the past 1 month. Yet to I was your photo and TV. Any updates we are to know, say, yet to an ammonia, I was any because Kumundia Koso. Into no Anka Yabana, Kabe, say, Ghana High Commission for Patch, Umber, come here, and Ammonia, you must say, Bia, oh, is here saying, Aquaquisi, saying Aquaquisi. No, Among carry and say the Umbakashi and say, young Korean say a chinkwana say, a by Abano, Omonia like Omonia way, Omonji and to see I was seeing your letter. A whole lot into the answer a chinko, and yes, Nigeria they are dangerous. Almost almost to my security ma and Gade in the uncle. Omokas and Mumiani and Joe into no, what the uncommon baby cry my and Anke and that. Now, Sevilla and the next day crying a bit to me. Omo anya na oja omo pa me yesi abonte na yen go pay hotel there e nti ade chi na em say you go fa human right activists bi wo a na one ye nam nti ono na offer en say owo Nigeria Police Headquarters wo no IGP on the emra
okay
na nyina yenko na ene omunun komo na yehu so far baby a case na there akwaku enti no ye ko Nigeria Police Headquarters wo ene omu ko di nkomo mo ya konya ye ko so no nyame chare ye ko to first victim bi na gay bi na ye twetwa na ho ntumi mu se mo wo social media twetwa ye se Andrew no so ye na stand ye ko to no wo ama ye na ye ne di nkomo cheche ye ni ma bi anu so sare a ba bi o mo ko Andrew ni fi o wa mbe hu aya o de nkofo hye ne ade no ama o ma police for information say nti o mo ye say ade chi a ombeko asa akoye search wo Andrew fie ho.
Okay.
Nti ampanzo a omukọ ho akoye search. Nti eho num no mbeka say Andrew no kra no omo de no omo satam na yen take say omo so kra so omo de Andrew no ba Abuja headquarters na ya bonitio odwane o try so ba escape ni abo ne yante ye. Nti ye ko ho a omo ne yedi nkomo kan asasem ni wie say omo akoye search na omum na yeti news say omo say omo de Andrew no ba Abuja headquarters police na Andrew no try so be dwane nti ya bonitio e wona yeti nti yeti ye no bibi kakra on say entasu bro say America no ti ase entasu
me to ase untimi nipa ya boni tuwe say o say mu chirimu ya boni tuwe say
adan ya ono a drive ne car nti no not try so be dwane
nipa no ma che no
na
driving a car.
Yes, I tell you, nothing but the truth in America show. Now, on one side, me I say, oh, send the bands no na me dey send them.
What is the name in the
Yes, on one side, driving a car, try so big and no more with you. Or the infant to okra and ninja. Into no, I'm the number mortuary, I'm the number send body number mortuary. And I say, okay, say they see a news in about it, and the only uncle mortuary on where say I'm padia near GD. Na ensema yo no na ababa ka ko babusia fa mani omo say okay and the side there yentwen no china na ye ne human rights activist no ne sa again na odi kan ye na di no bone da no ye na ko because ono de ohun anim physical da nti ye ko mortuary ho a oba identify say ampa Andrew ye den ono nie na yo no a bro yɛtwan ma gɛ na meka na sɛ mopie ba abɛsen kɔ yɛkɔgya no no hotel ne yɛnso yɛkɔdaeɛ na yɛhwɛ anim sɛ ade bɛkye 8 o'clock ɔmma yɛ time na yɛnyina yɛakɔhwɛ funu yɛkɔyɛ a yɛkɔdwu baabi yɛgɛ no wɔ no a yɛtwɛn sɛ polisifoɔ no bɛba ne yɛakɔ yɛte wia 1 o'clock obi ama afei deɛ yɛbɛte ne sɛ human rights activists in the message say are threatening life. Into on our far flight, I call Lagos from Abuja to Lagos. Who say, Mrs. Sana, na emfa ifunu Ghana, like signing many go on emfa Ghana. Look at this. Into when I'm suspect say, I was say Ghana High Commission Krompo na moye den. Omudi enim no mo frɛ kra no me hu saa ni mani ma wɔ mu nya. Na rather than that, say afidie yen nipa na yi no na na oye wonu nyina ntina mentine ma biase o mentine ma biase in fact ntima me frɛ usanfo ka chom say na asi omo so ka chem say o omo hu video no but anya possible obi akra hu video te say wa hu video
yeah
anya possible ama omo ko fa selling no ne papa e bae ono so be check bones ono so say anya possible anya na bana ono so anya na bana njo anya tu any man you trust Nigeria you trust even Ghanaians because Ghana consulate there omaya chen ko bi ndi ndi se be up to sin and they am ye be ga ko no different country say onu to me send ko
yes
it me send ko mo yes no different country no mo famra no be ehum because it could be say ye no Nigeria o make me bribe doctors ma dwe na me kire no ma ga say yo no asa Ghana so the same thing be asida Ghana be asida me ehum nti no anya de ayebe nti no eno a en na makra na im say Minister of Foreign Affairs for Ghana for am friend say esi efunu no ye ne dey no ba ko Faba e ba ko ye ne Afaba na asa de am share so say yen gentum by force bro say the American no ti ase yen am share so say yen gentum by force na yen efunu Eji yantini ma biase kra
Mamenka was say Tiesta Media and Midima for Yaba Clinic at the Made in Ghana Beauty Pageant Abawe a ma any daso a man of a form mobile see a kind near Perina a woman betcha mamrania mania as sense entertaining year a dance of education mo a one number a coso a yes must say F any can and to Dobayan is a Friday body day we Arabia no now the TV station no at to a wound to me TV live now word to me I should be now what share I your feno but to me choose your favorite woman of vote at their mano. Cast your vote FR star 920 hash 902 hash. What to me a vote? I'm our favorite contestant. I've been no ewo I can't say anymore. Now so person question live or when so dear and your course of Friday bia ewo Kumasi City Mall and we live event center honum. But my former best my friend and your mo edin komo. Made in Ghana Beauty Pageant say a ma any da swarm. Now send me by ye Medican Casa Ghana and in Nigeria dear. Obia edin ho eremubi. Obia extra nadri edi fa Obia can be say Afiba and selling Obenya justice be the mana in the pabone for or moshe Facebook na no mo teste ma no mo ji omo numbers na afi mo hye omo no mu kumo mo sade na ekoso no eto ebetum etwa we Nigeria phobia omo so omachiro madwen e de afa ho.
Friends, I come to you with a heavy heart because of this sad news emanating from Aba. I ask myself first, can you really advise this Gen Z or this generation about friendship? There's a lot of beautiful things happening on the social media, internet, and so on. But this friendship on Facebook and all other platforms, how do you manage it? A long time ago, I remember one Cynthia who was invited from Abuja to Lagos, and that was it. My boyfriend somewhere around Festac. Now we have Celine and Afiba from Ghana in Aba. That's not a good one. I don't know how what they call runs or what they call hook up and so on. I quite understand many things about the economic realities of what we face, but that cannot be equated with the cost of a life. There are human beings who are praying all over, and they can do a whole lot of things. So for those of you who make friends on Facebook, what's your evaluation list? How do you begin to make these friends? What do they promise you? May they contact you for 100,000, 200,000? What is it? So what is your evaluation list? Before you come to meet a guy, I'm talking to you as a father, I'm talking to you as a family person, I'm talking to you as an elder brother. What is it that is worth all the gold in your life? That you leave Ghana or you leave Lagos, go and meet a guy in Aba. What do you know about him? It pains me and bleeds me in the heart because I have a daughter. And what will she be told before she leaves Lagos to go and meet a man in Aba? For what? For how much? Agreed that times are hard. But what is it?
I was on for Kanayo on also na dwintre eni papa we enim se ba no ritualist ene sane manema we movie mon and o play role no emane finance no ono ankasa be yi ano se na real life there enye sa no te e role I will play o movie so no e na no ato nsem mu de na akoda ne enibresem akoda ne ehiasem ye pa ye guso de ne edi akire da bia no ene nsam foforo ba e fam foforo bi afri oba e be san so e da ba be so mo meden ene ka akire akosa makra mo nyina.
Some Shade Roofing and Construction Services. We are excellent in roofing installations, providing quality roofing sheets and durable woods for your roof installations. Perfect in measurement and estimations. Some Shade is always ready in Accra, Kumasi, Takrade, Tamale, or even outside the country. We can serve you. Call Some Shade Roofing and Construction Services on 0547 984404. WhatsApp 0547 984404.